On April 22, 2025, the peace of Kashmir Valley was shattered by a brutal terror attack in Pahalgam, a town renowned not only for its breathtaking beauty but also for its deep spiritual and cultural significance. Nestled amidst the majestic Himalayas, Pahalgam has long been a symbol of harmony and resilience for the people of Kashmir. On that fateful day, a bus carrying pilgrims and tourists was mercilessly targeted, resulting in the tragic deaths of 26 innocent people. The attack left behind a scene of chaos and heartbreak as survivors struggled to comprehend the sudden violence that had erupted in a place they believed to be safe. News of the attack spread rapidly, sending shockwaves across India and the world. The incident underscored the persistent and ever-present threat of cross-border terrorism, drawing condemnation and concern from leaders and citizens globally. Emergency services rushed to the scene, working tirelessly to save lives and provide comfort to the wounded. Yet the devastation was overwhelming, leaving families torn apart, communities in grief, and a nation plunged into mourning. This was not just another incident of violence, it was a direct assault on India's sovereignty and a challenge to the nation's unity and resolve. The deliberate choice of Pahalgam, a thriving hub of cultural and economic life, was a calculated move by the perpetrators to instill fear, disrupt normalcy, and send a chilling message to the entire country. In the aftermath, public outcry was immense. Citizens from all walks of life united in grief and anger, demanding decisive government action and justice for the victims. Intelligence agencies quickly traced the attack to terror groups operating with support from across the border, intensifying calls for accountability and stronger security measures. The Pahalgam attack became a turning point, compelling India to respond with unprecedented resolve and force, determined to protect its people and uphold its sovereignty in the face of terror. In the aftermath, India's leadership, led by Prime Minister Modi and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, decided that diplomatic protests were no longer enough. They authorized a bold new strategy, Operation Sindoor, a comprehensive military operation targeting not just terror launch pads, but the very military infrastructure supporting them. Planning was meticulous and secretive, involving the Army, Air Force, and top intelligence agencies. The objective: deliver a powerful blow to key Pakistani military sites, degrading their capabilities and sending a clear message. Intelligence identified high-value targets, air bases, air defense units, and radar installations. This marked a shift in India's doctrine, holding the state sponsor accountable by striking its own assets. The operation was designed to impose a cost that could not be ignored. India was ready to demonstrate that its patience had run out. On the night of May 6, 2025, India launched Operation Sindoor, a coordinated, multi-pronged assault that caught Pakistan by surprise. Air power and advanced missile systems struck 11 hardened, well-defended military sites simultaneously. Targets included strategic air bases, air defense centers, and radar sites crucial to Pakistan's military readiness. The strikes overwhelmed Pakistan's response capabilities, sowing chaos and confusion. Advanced fighter jets and ground-based missile batteries, including the BrahMos, executed the mission with speed and precision. The operation showcased India's technological and operational prowess, projecting power deep into enemy territory. By dawn, satellite imagery confirmed widespread damage. Runways cratered, hangars destroyed, command centers offline. The strikes achieved their goal, degrading Pakistan's military infrastructure. The night marked a new chapter in the region's military history. India had demonstrated dominance and a willingness to escalate. Among the targets, Rahim Khan Airbase in Pakistan's Punjab province stood out for its strategic importance and the scale of damage. This dual-use airbase, vital for both military and civilian operations, was rendered completely unusable. Satellite images revealed deep craters on the runway and extensive destruction of key buildings and hangars. Neutralizing Rahim Khan blunted a significant portion of Pakistan's offensive capability in the south. The attack exposed gaps in Pakistan's air defense and dealt a humiliating blow to its military pride. The airbase's destruction was a public demonstration of India's precision and power. Rahim Khan became a symbol of Operation Sindoor's success. After the strike, Rahim Yar Khan Airbase was left paralyzed, its runway rendered completely unusable, and its infrastructure reduced to a shell of twisted metal and shattered concrete. The once bustling hub of military activity was now eerily silent, its operational capacity brought to a standstill almost overnight. In the immediate aftermath, Pakistan's Civil Aviation Authority issued a series of NOTAMs, official notices to airmen, formally closing the airbase to all flights, both military and civilian. These notices signaled the gravity of the situation to the entire aviation community. What began as a supposedly temporary closure soon turned into a prolonged and uncertain saga, with no clear end in sight. Repeated extensions of the closure highlighted not only the extent of the damage, but also the challenges Pakistan faced in restoring the base to operational status. As of July 18, 2025, over 2 months after the initial strike, the base remained firmly shut, with no sign of reopening. The 6th consecutive NOTAM was now in effect, each new notice underscoring the ongoing crisis and the slow pace of recovery. The vague phrase "work in progress" cited in these notices became a euphemism for a massive, ongoing reconstruction effort, one that was clearly more complex and time-consuming than initially anticipated. The closure didn't just affect the airbase itself, it disrupted Pakistan's broader military operations and training schedules, forcing the military to adapt and relocate key activities. With Rahim Yar Khan out of commission, Pakistan lost a vital asset from its strategic arsenal, weakening its operational flexibility in the region. India's leadership seized the opportunity to highlight the situation on the world stage, using it as evidence of the operation's effectiveness. Prime Minister Modi even remarked, "Pakistan's Rahim Yar Khan Airbase is still in ICU," a statement that quickly made headlines and fueled further debate. The repeated NOTAMs became a public chronicle of Pakistan's ongoing struggle to recover, each new notice a reminder of the airbase's crippled state. The airbase's continued closure not only disrupted military routines, but also cemented the narrative of a decisive and successful Indian operation in the eyes of both nations and the world. Central to Operation Sindoor's success was the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, a joint India-Russia venture. Traveling at nearly Mach 3 and flying low, BrahMos evaded detection and struck with devastating precision. Its use allowed India to hit high-value targets like Rahim Yar Khan from a safe distance without risking pilots. The psychological impact on Pakistan was profound, exposing its defensive shortcomings. The operation validated years of investment in BrahMos, transforming it into a battle-proven deterrent. Global demand surged, with over 14 countries expressing interest and India ramping up production and indigenization. BrahMos's combat debut elevated India's status as a defense exporter and strategic power. Operation Sindoor dealt a swift and severe blow to Pakistan's military pride and capabilities. Reports indicated the destruction of about 20% of Pakistan Air Force assets at targeted sites, a staggering loss. An estimated 50 Pakistani soldiers were killed, compounding the setback. After 4 days of intense exchanges, Pakistan formally requested a ceasefire on May 10, 2025, a clear admission of its inability to escalate. For a nation that prided itself on military parity, this was a significant climb down. Indian leaders highlighted the operation as a demonstration of new resolve and strength. The failure of Pakistan's air defenses and the prolonged closure of Rahim Yar Khan forced a period of introspection. Operation Sindoor shattered the narrative of an impenetrable defense. The strategic balance in the subcontinent had shifted decisively. Operation Sindoor's legacy marks a profound paradigm shift in India's strategic thinking and deterrence posture. It was not just a military response, but a statement of intent, demonstrating that India would no longer tolerate provocations without consequence. The operation's planning and execution reflected a new level of coordination and resolve across the armed forces and national leadership. The operation established a clear precedent. State-sponsored terrorism would be met with swift and punitive action, targeting not just the perpetrators, but also the permanent military infrastructure that enables such threats. This message resonated far beyond the immediate conflict, signaling a new era of accountability. The timeline, from the tragic Pahalgam attack to the precision strikes and Pakistan's eventual ceasefire request, became a textbook case study in the effective use of coercive power. Analysts and strategists now reference Operation Sindoor as a turning point in regional security dynamics. The closure of the Rahim Airbase, coupled with the surge in global demand for the BrahMos missile, underscored India's newfound military and industrial confidence. These developments showcase the nation's ability to project power and innovation on the world stage. India's transformation from a traditional arms importer to a credible exporter of advanced weaponry is a strategic gain with far-reaching, long-term benefits. This shift not only boosts the economy but also enhances India's influence in global defense markets. Operation Sindoor recalibrated the rules of engagement along the border, imposing lasting costs on Pakistan and forcing a reassessment of hostile strategies. The operation's impact continues to shape military doctrines and diplomatic calculations. The crippled airbase, surging BrahMos exports, and Pakistan's humbled ceasefire request now stand as enduring symbols of this new reality, one where India's assertiveness cannot be ignored. Operation Sindoor has defined a new era of Indian military assertiveness, honoring the victims of Pahalgam with decisive action that reshaped the region's security landscape. Its legacy endures, inspiring confidence and unity across the nation.